Of all the cities in Korea, if I had to choose one to be kind of the official foodie capital of Korea, I would have to choose the city of Jeonju. It's only 2 hours outside of Seoul if you take the KTX, and you'll end up here at the Jeonju station. We're going to be heading down to the Jeonju Hanok Village. That's where you're going to find a lot of the traditional Korean restaurants there, and we're going to try out dishes such as the Jeonju bibimbap. And also another favorite dessert that's local to here is the Jeonju choco pies. If you've had the ones from Orion or some of the other manufacturers, if you taste one of the Jeonju choco pies, it's going to be a whole other experience and you're not going to want to go back. So come with me on this adventure as we eat and enjoy the city of Jeonju. So if you've never been to Jeonju, the Hanok Village here is the largest in South Korea. They've got a lot of the traditional Korean style houses here. Some of them you can rent to stay overnight. Some of them have been converted into cafes, and others are private residences that the local citizens live in. But if you really want to see like traditional Korean culture, you've got to come down here to Jeonju. So if you end up arriving in the morning or early afternoon, you may not be able to check into your accommodations just yet. In general, they usually let you in about 2 or 3 o'clock, and you don't want to carry around your luggage while walking around the Hanok Village. So one of the first things we're going to do is check out a locker and put away our bags so we don't have to carry it around. So if you're looking to get some Jeonju bibimbap, you can also try out some of their other menu items. They've got like a grilled bulgogi, and you can even pick your own meat. But all along the main part of the Hanok Village, you can find quite a few different kinds of restaurants. So I'm still pretty full for lunch, so I'm not going to head over to the cafe quite yet. But let's go ahead and walk around the Hanok Village and I'll show you guys around.
Watch the clock ticking off the wall.
So one of the more popular things to do if you're visiting the Hanok Village is to rent one of the hanboks. You can rent them anywhere from 2 hours to the entire day depending on the place that you get them from. And they've got like the more traditional style, and then they have the style that's kind of popular from the late 1800s. If you've watched the K-drama Mr. Sunshine, it's kind of like that period.
Do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars.
Like Seoul and Suwon, Jeonju was once surrounded by a fortress wall, but the last remaining gate is the Hwangnamun Gate here in Jeonju. It's located right next to the Hanok Village over there, but much of the fortress was torn down during the Japanese colonial period. Some of the stones from the fortress walls were actually used in the Jeonju Cathedral over there. And right now the cathedral's undergoing renovations and stuff, so I believe you can walk around the outside, and they do actually hold services there, so you kind of have to be quiet on certain days, but it's just another part of the Hanok Village.
Smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fun, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself.
It's really hard to appreciate the true size of the Hanok Village from our angle down here. Most of the Hanoks are of a certain height, so you can't really see over them, but towards the end of the village there is a few cafes that are up much higher. So we're gonna take a look. We're gonna head up to one of the cafes and see if we can get a good view of the whole Hanok Village.
When I'm in this town, look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town.
So Cafe Jongman is both a guest house and a cafe. On the first couple of floors, they've got the guest house where you can stay here, and on the 4th and 5th floor, you can check out the cafe, have something to drink, have some cake, and get a great view of the Hanok Village. So the lockers are located right back there near the entrance to the Hanok Village. They are actually free to use, but you have to put in a 100 won deposit that you'll get back when you return the key. But on the weekends it might be already full, so if you're renting a hanbok, you might be able to keep your bag there. So that's another option, but during the week there was a few spots left open, so I was able to put my bag away. But since we're getting ready to leave soon, I wanted to grab that so that we could be on our way soon. Bingsu is another popular dessert to have in the summertime. They use shaved ice made out of milk along with different ingredients. The traditional kind has the red beans and the duck. While we were wandering around, I saw a place that actually had what was called a cup bingsu, so I think that's more of a portable one that you can eat while you're walking around. Because typically the bingsu is intended to be shared with a group of friends or family. So I'll feel a lot less guilty about eating a cup bingsu by myself. So if you're traveling by yourself, the cup bingsu is not a bad option. It costs about 5,900 won. For the regular size bingsu, it was starting at about 12,900 for the pop bingsu. That's similar to this. But before we head out of the Hanok Village, I'm just going to go ahead and sit down and enjoy this, and then check back with you guys later. So our last food stop here in Jeonju is going to be at the P&B Bakery. While there are several of their locations here in the Hanok Village, I usually prefer to go to the one that's near the train station. That way I'm not carrying the choco pies all day. I can just go there, grab them, get on the train, and head home. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go wait for the bus and head back to the train station. We've got our Jeonju choco pies here, and now we're just waiting for the train. We've got some waiting rooms that are air conditioned.